Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're doing the shower again, and I wanted to show you the progress I made since our last visit. I put the drain in. I'm sorry I forgot to show you, but I put the flange in for the PVC, and so that's all set. What I'm going to do today is do the corners, the rest of the waterproofing, the seam, and then the verticals. But the other thing is I used the Kerdi board here. It was kind of pricey. A 4x8 sheet was about $114, so I only used 2 boards. So over here I used the remainder of my Hardy board I had, and so I'm just going to cover it with their membrane and call it a day there. Yeah, so it's pricey, but it goes fast, it cuts easy, and it's light. And all you have to do is use those fasteners spaced out the way they want it, and it goes pretty quickly. So what I'll do now is let me go mix up the mud, and then the mortar, and then cut some pieces, and then we'll be back to show you how it goes. Okay. Alright, so I mixed up the Kerdi. I'm using a small trowel, and then we're going to do the center section really. Like that. It's going to be messy. Get on the wall. The mortar in the process of doing it. So here's the long band. Okay. I'm going to just seal on everything, make sure that I got plenty. That should be enough, I think, to cover. Cut out a piece of the material, and you want to make sure you embed it. And the ruling is about it's supposed to be a 2-inch cover, and you want to make sure you embed that. So to do that, what you want to do is you want to take your putty knife, and I got a couple here, and we're just going to save that, and then just make sure that you just push it and work your way through. Just a smooth, even push, and you will see it. And what you can do is you can always go back. Now you can tell that I don't have enough there, so I got to go back and take care of that, because you know this is the Kerdi, their thin set, because I didn't want to take any chances. Okay, so and it looks like I got enough for everywhere except for right there where you saw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like that, just go back over it, just so that you got it's okay. I mean, it's fine until it sets up anyway, so yeah, just make sure you get enough. There we go, and we want to make sure we push it in all the way, and it's completely filled. Done, you want a nice flat, and you're going to have extra. Okay. There we go. And scrape off any. Okay, and once that sets, that is pretty much waterproof now. I mean, there's nothing else. Good stuff. All right, so that okay. Now, if you look over here, you see one of those, and there are these little things here. So basically, all you have to do is, with these, just take some of that thin set again. I know. Coat it. Make sure you get good adhesion and good coverage in there. Okay. And then over all of those, I got to put one of these things up, like so. Okay. And just like that. Cover those areas. Okay, and that's running down. I'll do that with the rest of them, okay, off camera, but that's pretty much, you know, how you do that. I'm gonna come back when I do the corners, and we'll look at that. Okay, I'm doing the sides now, and then basically I just you know, got a lot of thin set here. Just make sure you got good coverage. If you don't, just go back over it. But and then press it out. And you can tell right there I don't have it more. Peel it back and just get a little more. You know, right to the edge there. There we go. And then put a little bit more here. Here, okay. And then use the knife to just pretty much squeegee and squeeze out any extra that you might have. This Schluter system is probably, from everything I've seen, you know, one of the better ways. You can use red guard, you can paint it, and do some of the other stuff. But I don't know. This is my second bath that I've done with this system, and you know, it's actually, you know, worked out pretty well. So I'm going to keep using it. But you have to use the right mortar. That is very important to this. Now I'm going to put the top piece on. Squeeze out that extra and level everything off. Now you're gonna, the one thing I noticed with this is you gotta plan ahead, because with all the layers of this membrane, it gets thick, okay? Especially in the corners. When I show you down here in the corners, it does get very thick. So when you do your tile and you want it level, you really have to compensate for it. You really have to take it into consideration how much, you know, this is really adding to the thickness of your project. And for some of it, it's enough to, like, you know, take something out of alignment. So just make sure you remember that, or you know, just keep that in the back of your head that, hey, you know. Now this is something I did to make this taller than the 12 inches, because the Schluter box comes at 12 inches. So I cut it, used more of the leftover board, filled it in, and then I just put the band in there, and so it'll be fine. Once I mortar it and put the tile up here, I think it shouldn't be a problem. But that makes it taller. I made it taller than what it came with, because the other system, and you want to make sure you get all the crap out of here. The other system, it just has a shelf in the middle, and I just didn't want that. So I think this is fine. Alright, let's do the corners next, okay? And we'll do the bottom banding, okay? Then we can do the side, but I won't show you that. But this is pretty much how you put the banding up. But I'll show you what it looks like on the floor when we do the corners, okay? Things they do is they make both an inside and an outside corner. And so let me demonstrate on this inside corner here, okay? And it's all pre-made, so you don't have to worry about it. And this is why when you're done here, it's pretty much, you know, waterproof. But we're gonna do that there. We're gonna do that there, and we're gonna do that here. I'm gonna add a little bit more into the corner over that on there. All right, there we go. And then everything else will just you know, mortar away. So. Alright, here we go. So basically, once you mud it up to the size you want it to be, just take your knife, and I think I need a little bit more right there for a second, you know. We'll just extend that just a little bit here. Okay. Okay, there we go. And then you just embed that in there. Make sure it stays straight. And this is where your putty knife, your knife is going to be. You can actually take it, push it into the corners like that, and then make sure it's actually standing before you work it out, like so. Like so. Okay, so I want to make sure that's really in there, okay? Because I got to put another layer, you know, of membrane up, and then the bottom. There we go. Alright, and then we want to make sure, because this is actually manufactured perfect 90 on all the sides, so you want to make sure that this is perfectly square when you're done, and like that. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm not going to push it anymore. So that's your inside corner. And then I've taken a piece of that orange material, and now I will put it down, and I'll overlap it about this much, about a couple inches is what you're supposed to do. So let's show you an outside corner now. Move it over here, okay? This side's not finished, but hey, hopefully you get the idea. I'm just demonstrating, okay? Because I still got to put, I still got so much to do. I know. Okay, but here, you get the idea of what we're doing here, right? So I still got to put some cement board down, but I think I can get this done and still do that later on. So here we go. I'm just going to put on the outside. This is drywall. I've done this before, and it's fine. It'll stick. You know, as long as you get, you know, let it go. And this is the water resistant drywall, because that's what I use in the bathroom. I don't use regular drywall in the bathroom, but you know, you can if you want, I guess. And then we're gonna squeegee this out, like so, like that. Okay. Oops. Okay. And then we're gonna make sure we get all the. There we go. We did on both sides. Good job. And then again, this is a manufactured piece, and it's a perfect outside corner. So make sure that, you know, it's got nice creases on it. Make sure when you put it in, that actually goes in. You know, and it sits flat, and that's why, you know, get your knife, push it in the corner first, and make sure that's seated, and then you can take care of the other stuff, like so. And then this on this side, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. There we go. And I want to try to get as perfect of a corner here as I can. Oops, that moved. And sometimes, so you got to pull it out. Yeah. So just make sure you go in the direction, because it's easy to mess up. And making sure that we got good adhesion, because ultimately, you know, that is your waterproofer, so you want to make sure that it got plenty of thin set. Make sure you push in the corners and make sure it's tight so that it makes a nice joint. And when you're done, that's what it looks like. Not too bad, huh? And I have another inside corner over there to do. So let me get some more put up, and then we'll come back. All right, guys, to finish the concrete portion, the side I did, I'm going to start at the bottom first. So what I did was I cut a piece of their Kerdi sheet. This is what I would have used if I used concrete for the whole thing, but since I used the board, well, that's what it looks like, guys. All the patches taken care of, all the bottom seams, inside seams, the corner seams, and I'm making my way around, and it's looking pretty good. So let's put this last piece up, if you will. Okay, I'm going to put it over here so hopefully you guys can see. And this comes in, I believe, like a 3-foot sheet, so I'm going to have to cut multiple, so I cut it to the width. The important thing is that I have the 2 inches of overlap, okay? And then I want the inside corner, because that's the corner that's going to get wet, to be the more important corner. And then on the bottom, we're going to put some more banding on anyways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck this in. They have nice grids, so I can keep it on line, so I know that I'm hopefully straight. So I'm going to go with this line right here, and then I'm going to try to get it to be the same all the way down if I can. Then you just work your way up, and just as before, work your mud out very carefully. Make sure you got good adhesion. Here, we're just going to go up and crease in the corner. There we go. Good contact there. At the outside corner here, I'm just going to make sure. There we go. And I'm going to get a nice, decent corner here, because this is my outside corner. And then this will make this waterproof too. So there we go. And it's right on that line, so that we know that's pretty square. Okay. But that's it, guys. Schluter Kerdi system to waterproof your shower. So I'm still not done, but this is the next step. All right, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing as well. Take care and have a great day.